studio with the Muddlarks, and they're going to be performing their Christmas special play live here in the studio. It's The Missing Pillowcase, and I'm going to start you off with a bit of an introduction. It's Christmas Eve, and Martha Tillett has invited her sister Shirley and friend Jean Marple and Penny Penfold to stay with her for the Christmas holidays.
Hello, sis. Morning, Jean. Penny.
Ruff, ruff.
And you, Preston.
Hello, Martha. Sorry we were a bit late. I couldn't find Preston's travel blanket.
Come on in. You all look frozen.
Thanks, Martha. It looks like we might have snow for Christmas.
I hope so.
Oh, it's all very well for you, Preston. You've got a leg on each corner. I'm always afraid of slipping.
What you need is a pair of those mountain climbing boots like Edmund Hillary had to climb up Everest.
I don't want to climb up a mountain. I'd just like to walk down to the shops in winter without having to hang on to the railings.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to pop into the village for a few little extras. Will the shops still be open this afternoon?
I think up to about 3 o'clock. Surely you don't want to go out again as soon as you've got here.
I'd like to have a look around the shops too. When I put my gloves on this morning, I split one of the seams.
How far is it to the village?
About half an hour's walk.
Oh, well, we'd better get going then.
You don't have to come, Jean.
There should be a bus into the village in an hour or so.
My legs are a bit stiff from sitting in the taxi here. The walk will do me good. Besides, I'd like a look round the shops too.
Shirley, if you have time, would you go to the haberdasher's and get me half a dozen cotton pillowcases, please?
Pillowcases?
Yes, when I went to make up your beds this morning, there were 6 pillowcases missing. I can't think what I've done with them.
No, Preston. You'll have to stay here. We won't be long.
Come on, Preston, you can go and explore the garden.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
How can I help?
I'm looking for cotton pillowcases. Do you have any?
Yes, but I'm afraid I only have white in stock.
That'll be fine. Can I have 6,
Oh,
please?
certainly, madam. Here you are, madam. I hope you don't mind if I'm a bit nosy, but aren't you Mrs. Haynes?
Yes, I'm spending Christmas with my sister. She lives just outside the village.
Are you investigating anything at the moment?
No, I'm hoping for a nice, restful Christmas.
Well, if you wanted something to investigate, there were some strange goings-on round here last night.
As I said, I'm here.
There were strange lights in the sky, and just after we went to bed, there was such a loud crash on our roof. We thought a plane had landed on it. Bert, he's my husband, went out to see what caused it.
And what was it?
Well, that's just it. We don't know. Bert thought it might have been our chimney top, come down. But when he looked this morning, it was still up there. No sign of any broken tiles or anything.
That's very interesting. How much are the pillowcases?
Oh, sorry, here's me rabbiting on. That'll be 6 shillings.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
There's Shirley now.
Shirley, over here. Have you two got what you wanted?
No, all they had were thin summer gloves. They'd sold out of thick winter ones.
We saw some overshoes that looked like they'd grip on the ice, but the shop was shut. But we found a lovely little bakery and bought some Christmas biscuits.
We asked if they had any small Christmas puddings, but they said they still couldn't get all the ingredients.
Well, that's a shame. I miss having a proper Christmas pudding.
So do I.
I love stirred up Sunday, taking it in turns to make a wish as we stirred the pudding mixture, and on Christmas Day hoping the sixpence would be in your portion.
And hoping you didn't crack your teeth on it.
And proper custard.
Well, hopefully it won't be long before the last bits of rationing are over.
Oh, all this talk of food. It's making me feel quite hungry.
I expect Martha will have lunch ready by the time we get back.
We found out there's a bus back to Martha's in about 45 minutes. How about I treat us all to a cup of tea in that little tea shop over there?
That's a lovely idea.
What would
you like, ladies?
Tea for 3, please.
Tea for 3. Anything to eat?
No, thank you.
I'll bring the teas over in a jiffy.
Did you get the pillowcases, Shirley?
Yes, but the shop assistant recognised me and started going on about mysterious lights and noises.
Oh, yes. There's been some very odd things happening. I saw them lights too.
They might have been shooting stars.
I don't think so, unless shooting stars can dart about and then go straight up like a rocket.
That does sound odd.
And that's not all. Several people have said there's a strange man wandering around the village late last night. Looked like he was casing the joint. I made sure my doors and windows were all tight shut, I can tell you.
Casing the joint.
Isn't that what you call it in those American gangster films?
What did the man look like?
No one got a good look at him because it was so dark. But they all said he was wearing a thick coat that looked like he had a fur collar. Some said he had a great big bushy beard, and some said he was clean shaven.
Come on now, Lucy. I know it's Christmas Eve, but I can't have you annoying the customers with your gangster stories.
I was just telling them about that strange man that was lurking around here late last night. Just in case they happened to see him, then I'd stay clear of him.
Oh, it's Mrs. Shirley Hames, isn't it? I thought I recognised you when you came in.
These are my friends, Jean Maple and Penny Penfold.
Pleased to meet you. Don't listen to Lucy. She watches too many gangster films.
Hey!
Enjoy your teas. Hope you have a happy Christmas.
Thank you. Hello, Martha. Here we are. I think I felt a few flakes of snow just now.
Don't take your coats off just yet. I've got something to show you.
Where are we going?
Oh, just out into the garden. I was watching Preston from the kitchen window. There are a lot of brambles in the garden. I've tried cutting them back, but my secateur's broke. I was worried that Preston might get himself tangled in the brambles, but he was just standing by the door to the old Anderson shelter. He seemed to be waiting for something to happen. Next thing I know, there's a man standing there, talking to him. I dashed out to ask him what he was doing in my garden, but by the time I got out into the garden, the man had disappeared. Preston had somehow got the door to the shelter open and gone inside.
What did the man look like?
I couldn't really describe him. I don't think I've seen him round the village before, but he seems somehow familiar.
People in the village were talking about a strange man that's been hanging around since last night. Perhaps it was him.
Is Preston all right?
He's fine. Come on, Penny, can you bring that hurricane lamp with you, please?
Preston, where are you?
Shh, we'll have to be quiet. He's in the shelter. See him? Right at the back.
Preston, what are you doing in here?
Shh, look, over there in the shadows.
Oh, what is it?
It looks like a deer. It can't be very old. Its legs are so small.
How did it get in here?
I've no idea. That gate is locked, and there are no holes in the fence.
Is it injured?
I don't think so. It just looks exhausted.
Shall I see it?
Preston wouldn't let me near enough to see either. It's almost as though he's standing guard over it.
Preston?
What are we going to do about it?
I think the best thing will be to let it rest here till the morning, and then we can see if it's recovered enough to make its own way back to wherever it came from. Come on, let's leave it in peace.
Preston, are you coming? I don't like to think of Preston out here if it starts to snow, but if he decides to stand guard, then that's what he'll do till he decides it's safe.
I've already put some food and water in the shelter for Preston, and I put down some of the straw I was using to cover the plants in the greenhouse.
How will he get out?
The door's a bit stiff, but he'll be able to push it open. Come on back to the house. Lunch is almost ready.
It's nearly midnight and Preston still won't come in. Once he set his mind to something, there's no moving him.
Is the deer still there?
Yes, I could hear it moving about.
But do you want me to go out and see how Preston's getting on during the night?
There's no need, but thank you all the same.
Well, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Sleep tight, everyone.
See you in the morning.
Well, Preston, are you ready? Thank you for agreeing to help me out. I think if you are happy, you can take point and lead the way. What do you say? We've got a lot of ground to cover, so we'd better get going. Oh, don't worry about him. He's looking fine now. Flipping the chimney pot last night on the training run just knocked out some of the confidence in him. See? He's he's standing up all right now. One of my helpers will come and take him home just as soon as we've set off. Ready?
Shirley, Martha, Jean, come quickly in the living room.
What is it? Has something happened to Preston? Where is he?
I thought I'd come down early, get the fires going. He was in the kitchen.
Hello, Preston. Happy Christmas. Martha, did you hang the pillowcases on the mantelpiece last night?
What pillowcases? Oh, no, I didn't put them there.
Are they the ones you mislaid?
Yes, they certainly look like them.
Look, there's a piece of paper pinned to each of them. This one's got your name on it, Shirley.
There's one for each of us, including Preston.
Oh, how lovely. Look. Oh, thank you for these lovely gloves, Martha.
Gloves? I didn't get you gloves, Penny.
And thank you for these winter overshoes, Penny. Just what I was looking for. What's the matter, Penny?
I didn't get them for you. What have you got, Shirley?
Fur-lined slippers. How did you know, Martha? John always gets me perfume for Christmas, even though I tell him I'd be happy with some comfortable slippers. And thank you for Preston's new blanket.
But these things aren't from me.
What's in your one, Martha?
Oh, Shirley, you shouldn't have. But thank you. I've been looking for a decent pair of secateurs for ages. Now I'll be able to tackle those briars at the bottom of the garden.
But
Oh, look outside, everyone. It snowed last night.
I better go and see if that deer's all right. I'd forgotten all about it. There must have been at least a foot of snow last night.
Makes everything look so pretty. A proper white Christmas.
It's a good job Preston came in before it got too deep. The snow is right up against the shelter's door.
Do you think the deer's still in there?
I don't think so. See, the shelter door is half open. It looks as though Preston got out before the snow set in. There aren't any paw prints coming up to the back door. The deer probably got out as well.
What are those tracks in the snow?
Well, I see them in front of the Anderson shelter. They look like car tracks. How could a car get in my garden?
They're too narrow to be car tyre tracks. They look more like ruts made by cartwheels.
Come and look at this.
Oh, that's odd. It looks a bit like it was a horse-drawn cart. See all those hoof prints in front? But there are no tracks leading up to it.
And no tracks in front of the hoof prints.
It's almost as though it just dropped out of the sky and then took off again. Preston, do you know what these tracks are?
Shirley, can't you see? It all makes sense.
But it couldn't be.
What do you two mean?
The assistant in the shop said she thought her chimney pot had been knocked down the night before last. That was a reindeer in your Anderson shelter. Preston wanted to guard it and keep it safe. Your pillowcases went missing yesterday morning, and then they turn up hanging on the mantelpiece with presents in them. Things that we'd wished for.
You're surely not suggesting.
Yes.
And what about the sixth pillowcase? Where's that?
If Penny is right, then it'll be in the pantry, wrapped around a Christmas pudding ready to be boiled. Is Penny right, Preston? Was that man Father Christmas?
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!